In more recent news on the South Hill, both the Liberty League and Ivy League announced this week the cancellation of all winter sports across both conferences. Sports Final reporter Mike Memis took a deeper look into the decision-making process for both conferences. Let's head into that.
Big news came out from the Liberty League and Ivy League this week, affecting both Ithaca College and Cornell University. First, with the Liberty League, they announced on Tuesday they are canceling the league's winter sports competition and championships due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Ithaca College winter sports for the Liberty League are men's and women's basketball, swimming and diving, and indoor track and field. Though the Bombers gymnastics teams is in the NCGA and wrestling in the ECWC, they also will adhere to the overarching principles set by the Liberty League. However, that does not mean Ithaca College's winter teams won't have competition. Director of Intercollegiate Athletics Susan Bassett said, Ithaca College will continue to monitor the COVID-19 landscape and consider limited local competition if the situation safely allows. Our sports medicine team will lead our comprehensive deliberations in full alignment with the college's Health and Safety Advisory Group and Public Health Task Force, along with guidelines from the NCAA, CDC, New York State, and Tompkins County Health Department. It seems like the most likely scenario, as Susan Bassett said, is if they did competition, it would be against teams that are local, and they'd have to follow the NCAA Division III campus, state, and local guidelines, and maybe even have rules to limit contact in these games to prevent possible spread of the virus. And obviously, there also will be limitations with practice and workouts based on the guidelines. Now to the Ivy League with similar news. They have canceled winter sports for this season, the first league in Division I to do so. Additionally, the fall sports will not be played in the spring, and the spring season won't start until the end of February at the earliest. Now, neither fall nor winter sports athletes will lose a season of eligibility, which is a good thing. Some of these sports for Cornell aren't in the Ivy League, like ice hockey, which is in the ECAC, but they also will not be playing this season. Overall, the sports of the Big Red that won't be playing now are men's and women's basketball, sailing, men's and women's ice hockey, wrestling, men's and women's swimming, men's and women's squash, fencing, men's and women's indoor track, and women's gymnastics. So no Cornell sports until March at the earliest. Teams can still practice and work out as they had been doing throughout the fall. Where does that leave us? Well, a vaccine will soon be mass distributed, but college athletes won't exactly be the top priority for getting these. Hopefully, we get to see athletic competition from these conferences during this school year. Spring athletes won't miss 2 seasons in a row, and the Bombers' winter sports can do some competition with other local schools.